So let's try to set up continuous deployment to a QA environment. First of all, we have our environments here in my admin center. The environment that I want to use is this QA environment. And what I need to do is I need to create a authorization context that can install apps through the automation API. And to do that, I will run a PowerShell script that will add that to the clipboard. So new BC auth context, include device login, paste that into a new ALGO auth context, and paste that into the set clipboard. This one will give me a code here. Switch to this one, paste in my code, and log in with the right user. Here we are. And say that PowerShell is allowed to log in here. Go back to this one. And we now have our authorization context in the clipboard. Now we can also use S2S, service to service authentication, but then we need to create a AAD app in order to do that. And right now I'm just going to go through this one with a with impersonation as my user. So let's switch to our repository and go to the settings folder and create a secret with the content of our clipboard. And I'll go secret actions, new repository secret, and the secret's name should be QA underscore auth context. And I'll paste in the secret here and say add secret. Now ALGO for GitHub will search for that secret when trying to deploy to the environment name QA. Beside that, we'll go to GitHub, and in the ALGO settings, I'll create a setting called environments, and the content of that is an array of environment names, and we're going to just have one environment called QA. Let's commit that and go to actions and run our CI/CD workflow and see what happens. So it's also possible to create environments in GitHub if you have a paid subscription. So if you have the Teams or the Pro, you can actually create environments directly there, and under environments you can then create secrets. So you can just create the auth context secret in the environment. But yeah, it's also possible to run with the free accounts and just create the environments in the settings file as you just saw here. We'll wait for the pipeline to complete and actually see what happens in there. Okay, now the build is complete, and we can see that it actually has a job kicked off here. So deploy to QA. Let's have a look and see what happens here. It's waiting for a runner to pick the job up, and it will get the environment name, the auth context, and try to deploy to the QA environment. Let's see how that goes. successfully published, and post checkout. If we go to actions now, we should see that the deployment to QA is also successful. So let's navigate and actually log into the QA environment and see if we have our Hello World app here. Customers, app published Hello World. There you are. And if we go to this one, extensions, extension management, we'll see our app 1 that was published just a moment ago to the dev scope version 10.15. That was the one that we just built. So with that, we have now continuous deployment set up to a sandbox environment from our repository.